In this video, we're going to look at special products, which has to do with multiplying polynomials. We're first going to look at the sum and difference of same terms. So we're first asked to multiply x plus 5 times x minus 5. Well, remember, sum has to do with addition and difference has to do with subtraction. So notice that in both polynomials, they contain an x and a 5. One is added, one is subtracted. So let's see what happens when we use a distributive property and multiply these two polynomials together. So x times x is going to be x squared. X times negative 5 is negative 5x. Now I'm going to distribute the positive 5. 5 times x is a positive 5x. And 5 times negative 5 is negative 25. And when I go to combine my like terms, you'll notice that my middle terms cancel out. Because I have a negative 5 and a positive 5, they zero out. So I don't have any x to the first power terms. I end up with x squared minus 25. Let's look at number 20. We have 5x minus 2 times 5x plus 2. So notice, once again, we have the same terms, but one time the terms are being subtracted, one time the terms are being added. So let's see what happens when we multiply them together. 5x times 5x will be 25x squared. 5x times 2 is 10x. Now we'll multiply negative 2 times 5x is negative 10x. And negative 2 times positive 2 is negative 4. And when I add the like terms together, I'll bring down that first term, 25x squared. The 10x and the minus 10x cancel each other out, and I'm just left with the negative 4. So I have 25x squared minus 4. So know that every time you have the sum and difference of same terms, the middle terms are always going to cancel each other out. Now the next special product that we're going to look at is a binomial squared. We're asked to simplify x plus 9 squared. We have to be super careful on this one. When you square something, that means you're multiplying it by itself. So the very first thing you need to do is you need to write it out twice. X plus 9 to the second power means I have two x plus 9s that are multiplied together. Now that I've written it out twice, I'm ready to multiply. X times x is x squared. X times 9 is a positive 9x. Now distributing the 9. 9 times x is a positive 9x. And 9 times 9 is a positive 81. And now when I add my like terms together, I have x squared plus 9 and 9 make 18x plus 81. So this time I have a middle term. Now you have to be very careful because some people want to use the shortcut or think that there's a shortcut. And if you think that's a shortcut, let me show you how it's not possible. If I just take x plus 9 and square it and think, well, this means I'm going to square my x and square my 9, then I end up with x squared plus 81. And we can see that's not correct. There's not a shortcut here. You need to write it out twice so that you can make sure that you get your middle terms. If you don't, you're going to end up with only having two terms, and that's incorrect. So take the time to write it out twice, because that's what it means when you have a binomial squared. It's a binomial multiplied by itself. Number 22, we have 4y minus 3 squared. First step, write it out twice. 4y minus 3 times 4y minus 3. Right, now I'll just use a distributive property like I've done before and multiply it. 4y times 4y is 16y to the second power. 4y times negative 3 is negative 12y. Negative 3 times 4y is negative 12y. And negative 3 times negative 3 is a positive 9. When you clean it up by combining like terms, you end up with 16y squared. A negative 12y and a negative 12y makes a negative 24y plus 9. So remember, if you try to take a shortcut, you're going to get it wrong because you're not going to get that middle term. So whenever you have a binomial squared, you need to write it out twice as your very first step.